And if we're to think about burdenless, there's probably like three things that kind of go into that experience for us. So clean, fast, intuitive. So clean, what that really means is hardware design that's minimalistic and stands up over the test of time. Something that looks great, feels great in your hand, something you're proud of. Fast, we talked about this already, and it's something we'll talk about a lot today, where it's not speed for the sake of speed, but it's efficiency in the user experience. And that's really what we really care about. Last, intuitive. The features on the device, you want them just to happen, everything just to happen naturally, and that's really the goal, and that's what we're going for. So, one of the things we're most excited about today is we're bringing you a feature that really, to us, represents burdenless. Okay? And so, as screens have gotten better and everybody's gone to a more immersive, this industry's gone to a more immersive screen experience over the last year, one of the trade-offs was obviously loss of the home button, right? And so, for over the history of smartphones, that was the way a lot of people access a device, right? It's the most intuitive way to access a device. And about a year ago, across the river in Brooklyn, a lot of you guys were this when we introduced the 5T, we introduced a rear fingerprint sensor and a face unlock, which was fastest in the industry, right? And everybody was really happy about it. But today, we're really excited because we're advancing and announcing our newest upgrade yet, something we're calling Screen Unlock. That's what we're trying to get to. And probably technology is at its best when you don't really notice it, right? And so here's something actually I don't think we've never told this story publicly, but actually on the 5T, we actually looked at this technology. We were really excited about it. It was cool, right? And it worked, okay? But the difference is we didn't put it on the 5T last year because it didn't match the user experience that we expected ourselves. It didn't match the responsiveness and the speed. It worked fine, but we didn't put it on. And now we're excited because really today, the 6T, it's ready, okay? And so we'll talk to you a little bit in terms of what's behind this technology. And it's not just some little module that sits on a screen. It's actually a pretty intricate approach in terms of hardware, software combination that's all working together. Basically the way it works is, and the light reads your fingerprints, okay? And what's different about this technology is the bar is higher to do a fingerprint read, basically. So I don't know if you guys often, hopefully nobody's been at the NYPD here in the last week and been looking at it or anything like that. But the ridges, there's minuscule little ridges and everyone's a little bit different, right? So to get this done really right, the sensors had to be really accurate on this. And so we spent a lot of time and a lot of months working on this, and R&D put a lot of time and effort into doing this. And we're excited because they were able to get to the level of accuracy that we'd expect of ourselves. So regardless, OnePlus is actually the first company of user experience that we expect of ourselves, and that's what we're actually So in OnePlus fashion, this will be the fastest in-display fingerprint sensor in the world, and we've also developed unique algorithms that, basically over the last couple months, engineers have done an incredible job in terms of shaving milliseconds off this, to get fast as you would expect from us. So, how fast? This is the whole time it takes in terms of when you press on the device to totally go through the entire process and unlock the device. So, and it's also been developed with a self-learning algorithm. So basically over time, as you guys get a chance to play with this, it'll actually get a chance to learn your fingerprint, it'll get quicker and more responsive. So we're excited about that. So the next question for you guys that I know is gonna come is secure, right? We're proud to announce that we're using the dedicated trust zone on the Qualcomm 845 to store your fingerprint sensor just on the device. And also we've tested this device with Visa, MasterCard, payment entities. We've also gone through Google's authentication payment system for Android Pie to secure it, to make sure it's secure. And it's as secure as the fingerprint sensor on the 6. So it's fast and secure. So we're proud of that. So next thing, screen, okay? Screen unlock's not the only new thing when it comes to screen on the 6T. So our approach on screen is, since the OnePlus 3, you guys may remember, is we've been going with trying to only get the best AMOLED screens. And we believe this has been the right approach, because every time we talk to you guys on a new device, the feedback we get on display is continues to be positive. And we're seeing across the industry that more and more people are going to an AMOLED-only approach. And so I think we believe we're doing the right thing. So this is our most immersive screen yet. Take a look right here, 6.41 inches. What else we got? 402 pixels per inch. And so we're very, very excited about this. And also, you guys probably noticed one thing about the hardware design. So obviously, it looks good. All right. And so the other thing that we're actually, I'll let you guys get into it now, right? So one other thing, though, that comes back from community and feedback from you guys is also, we believe we found the approach that gets the right kind of display calibration for everybody. So on the 6T, there'll be 5 calibration settings. So I think, and so actually here's a good reminder, right? And this is a good reminder of community. sRGB, right? You guys remember the story on this one? When we launched 3, got feedback from you guys, and that feature came from you guys in terms of feedback. So we're pretty confident that in terms of display calibrations, we'll have an approach that's right for everybody. Back to the theme of immersive screen. So that, smaller notch. But actually what I think is even more interesting to us is also chin got smaller. Okay, and this is why this is actually interesting. So we reduced the size of the chin, but this is what we're actually most excited about. So a lot of you guys are interested in knowledgeable at tech, you know that within the chin that's where the antenna performance lives, right? So our engineering team's actually been able to do something pretty impressive where we've actually improved performance on the antenna, performance of this. And so we're actually going to be supporting more carriers across the globe more than ever before. So 74 countries, 233 carriers across the globe. So across the globe, especially in Europe, will be compatible with more carriers. Design. Okay, so design is a subject that we get asked a lot about. What's kind of the philosophy behind design? And I think on the 6T, we're really happy with where it landed in terms of the approach, especially from an all-glass design approach that we started on the 6, and we're carrying it forward to the 6T. At launch, the 6T will have 2 variants: mirror black and midnight black. Mirror black has a ceramic finish that we got a lot of positive feedback on in terms of like a warm finish similar to some of the ceramic models we've done in the past. And the anti-glare glass in the midnight black has kind of a metallic finish that's understated that we've gotten really positive feedback on. So we're excited about that, but what I wanted to do is maybe take 1 minute to talk about design philosophy itself, because this is something people ask us. And these things are important to us because I think we really fashion and Pete really takes industrial design pretty seriously. So there's probably 3 principles for us. First one, slim and light. Okay, so a lot more is going into smartphones, right? A lot more is being packed into it. But for us, we're trying to design a profile and device that feels good, looks great in the hand, and stays slim. Because we've gotten feedback from you guys that matters, right? How a device feels in your hand, how heavy it is, it actually matters. It matters in terms of how you think about the device. Despite the fact that there's more and more technology tried to launch flagships that have the slimmest and lightest design profile. Second is, the edges on a device. There's probably a couple different philosophies that maybe different companies use. One is maybe a soft and rounded approach, and maybe you can think of some devices that are like super hard, angular edges, right? So for us, we're just trying to get to the best design, and that can borrow from either. And so for us, we're not going to adhere to any particular philosophy. We're just trying to get to the best design overall possible. And then third, which I think we're most proud of, is materials. Okay, so no matter what smartphone you have right now, they're made of the same thing, right? Plastic, aluminum, and glass. And so for us, what it's really about is the attention to detail and what you do with the materials. So if you think back to OnePlus 1, we've got a lot of good feedback in terms of what we did there from a design material perspective. Sandstone, silk white, really positive feedback. But you also remember back to that time period, what else was white? One thing that was happening in that time period is what we heard from you guys was most of the phones out there were also made with plastic, but plasticky crap, right? And that's what we heard from you guys, right? So it's about what you do with the material that matters in terms of the finish. So in terms of what we've done with the 6 and the 6T, in terms of all glass finish, we've done a very different approach in terms of what we actually do with the material and how we finish, and that's the attention to detail, and that's what really matters to us. So we're proud in terms of where we've landed on the 6T design. All right, Cameron, so this is probably the one area I think you guys are probably pretty curious to hear about. Okay. So, well, let's fashion, let's do the specs first, and and then let's talk about what really matters. So the hardware on the 6T, similar to what we have in the 6, okay? And we got, in the end of the day, the feedback on the 6 was very positive, but for us, it's about what the overall user experience